Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. Happy 2026 or New Year if I don't see you guys until after the New Year. Today's reading is all about your year ahead, 2026. There's a lot of messages, a lot of information that came through because I was trying to get all the tea on your 2026 year ahead. And we looked into a lot of different areas of life. We pulled a lot of different messages in today's reading. But even still, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, just listen to your intuition, listen to what your gut is telling you or the piles that it's leading you to today. And let me also take this time as well to thank you all for a beautiful 2025. I don't know when this reading is going to go out, but I just wanted to thank you guys for a beautiful 2025. I appreciate you guys for all the support, for all the loving comments, messages, and just being an amazing community here for me. You guys really helped me through 2025. Hopefully I helped you guys in some way or just was a support system for you in some way. Hopefully I was. But yeah, let's just jump straight into the disclaimers and the meditation because we have a long one today. So let's just get to it. I literally have almost lost my voice. I've been here recording for so long and doing multiple readings. So obviously this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something that you do not like or agree with and think that you're just fixed to that reality, then you are not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation, not answers. If you hear something for the first time, please do not take that message without receiving further confirmation from your higher self and your spiritual team. Realize at the end of the day, you have the final say with your destiny. Your free will is your power, and what you choose to do with it will determine your life outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible and accountable for your own actions and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. If you would like to participate in this meditation, then this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I will be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into it, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile. And you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you're ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirming messages as to what 2026 has in store for you. So this is pile number 1, victory. Pile number 2, new beginnings. Pile number 3, destiny. And pile number 4, success. On pile 1 is appetite. On pile 2 is clear quartz. On pile 3 is black kyanite. On pile 4 is gold green citrine. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So let's get started with your tarot cards. Then we'll be pulling some oracle cards to do a deep dive into your 2026 year ahead. So starting off with your tarot cards, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Then the Eight of Wands upright. The Sun. And the Three of Swords in reverse. Overall, 2026 won't feel or be so sporadic for you, Pile 1. The false starts that you guys kept experiencing won't happen either with the Ace of Wands in reverse next to the Eight of Wands right here. 2026 has really strong legs for you when it comes to getting something like brand new off the ground or getting it going or building and growth. So for those of you drawn to this pile, you might not be interested in starting something new from the ground up as much as your goal is to grow something that you've already started some time ago. Now, with your Ace of Wands in reverse, this is either advice to you from Spirit or this is saying 2026, it starts off maybe a little bit slow, more in the sense where you are clearly recharging, you are trying to take it easy or pace yourself, you're preserving your energy. Or again, this is the advice to you, is to preserve your energy for now at the start of the year. Don't break into the new year full throttle, ease into 2026, because about 3 to 4 months into 2026, you're going to explode onto some sort of scene. You guys may have some dominant Aries energy or dominant fire sign energy in your chart. So that would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or have Venus, or even Jupiter could be in one of those signs for you natally, because Aries is going to take over a lot of the year of 2026 with Neptune and Saturn preparing to move in there full time. They've been kind of dancing back and forth in Aries in 2025, but they're going to be fully moving into Aries. So yeah, you guys could definitely have some strong Aries energy. Maybe in your natal chart, you might have a lot of placements in your first house. You could be a first house stellium, fifth house, ninth house stellium, something like that. You don't have to be, but for sure, pull back your energy for right now because you are going to get a signal and you're going to know when it is time. So once you get that green light, it's going to be time to hit the gas, and the energy behind you is going to be untouchable with the Eight of Wands right here. And then look what we have right beside the Eight of Wands. We have the Sun card for you. So take this time in the first few months of 2026 to plan, to get organized, to develop a routine, to get clear, to get ready and into position. Work on what you feel you need to, because Eight of Wands and the Sun, this is very bright, loud, bold, audacious energy. So this could be saying that you end up with like a lot of eyes on you or a lot of attention or recognition, because the Sun card is basically the Six of Wands but on steroids. And you go from the Ace of Wands, which is a small spark or it's like igniting a flame, and your Ace of Wands is showing up in reverse, to all of a sudden you hit the Eight of Wands behind you, all moving at the same speed, in the same direction, on the same trajectory, towards the same target when we deal with the Eight of Wands. That's what you see here. This is why we have Eight Wands moving in the same direction at the same target. It's extremely organized, right? And so basically, when we're dealing with like the Eight of Wands, this is the card that says you are nearly guaranteed to hit your mark or meet your goal, because the Eight of Wands is when like a group or like an army of people fire their arrows at their target. Chances are more than high that at least one of those arrows will hit. So when you see this card, sure, it talks about pacing and things moving really quickly, but it also talks about, or it comes with the message of formation, having really good form, being prepared, assembling everything that you have, and then giving everything that you've got at attacking a specific goal. So it's highly determined energy behind the Eight of Wands. It's not just passion and desire, it is also action being put behind your desires and your passions and your goals, you know? So this is like putting your money where your mouth is. And when you combine preparation, determination, and action with opportunity, you get success, which is your Sun card right here. The Sun also talks about a possible child. So this could also be very quick surprise pregnancy. If you are already pregnant, that this could talk about going into labor before your due date, or maybe your due date even coming up really quickly before you necessarily feel ready. Now let's talk about your Three of Swords in reverse. This card upright is about disappointment, painful letdowns. In reverse, this card is saying 2026 will test you in terms of fear. Fear-based mindsets. You will battle doubts, fears of failure, wondering if things will work out. You will be confronting a lot of that in 2026 because you guys will spend majority of the year pushing yourself beyond your limits and your comfort zones even. You will be in unfamiliar territory a lot of the time with the Sun card here, but also this is a 1 year that we're moving into. So this is sort of a collective experience as well. One, it signifies new beginnings, new starts. So obviously when it comes to new beginnings, we're a little awkward, because it's something that's new. So it's almost like when a baby deer is learning to walk for the first time. It's like it's going to be a little wonky. And so again, this is a collective experience. But for you guys who like to feel prepared, Eight of Wands right here, when you are in situations where you don't feel ready, you don't feel prepared, you don't feel super organized, that is when those feelings or fears of doubt and insecurity could kind of creep in with your Three of Swords in reverse right here. So again, you're going to be in unfamiliar territory a lot of the time with the Sun card here. And as exciting as a lot of the year will be for you and the freedom that will come from the success that you experience from making the right moves, it's important not to get too stuck in your head with the Three of Swords. Imagine it like this, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards. Imagine it like an athlete who every year performs better than the year before, and their stock is just like ticking upwards, right? Because they keep excelling and they keep winning. If they're not careful, they may start to fear making a mistake because they've been having so many wins that they may start fearing the next move and wondering, when is the trajectory going to change? When am I going to have that bad game? It has to happen at some point, right? Pile one, do not get caught up in the weeds of your mind, wondering when this winning streak is going to come to an end for you. Don't spend a lot of time pondering and wondering and pouring energy into, well, when is the next disappointment coming? 2026 is not that year for you. Your Three of Swords is in reverse, indicating that sure, there's going to be challenges and tests and mistakes. That is just life, right? But it won't be nearly as bad or severe or punishing or disappointing as you are anticipating. Okay, so find an outlet, because the biggest issue will come from not talking about your doubts or saying them out loud, because maybe you're thinking like, once I say it, it's going to make it real. So when discussing what's happening, when you're mentally in this space, is really going to help you digest what's happening internally, and it'll help you realize these fears are just thoughts. That's all that they are. So even get a journal, start journaling, writing things down if that feels like a safer option for you. Okay, let's start grabbing some oracle cards for you. Okay, so let's see what cosmic energies are going to be influencing your year the most. Okay, we've got Neptune, and I think that's Neptune. Yeah, Neptune, and then the fifth house. Okay, so the fifth house is ruled by Leo. Oh yeah, look what's underneath the fifth house, Leo. So really strong fire energy. Yeah, we talked about the fire signs for you. I said that your first house, fifth house, or ninth house could be very active, or you just may have a lot going on in your first, fifth, or ninth house in your natal chart. But we have Neptune in fifth house. So Neptune could even be moving into your fifth house, could be transiting your fifth house, or about to move out of your fifth house. Neptune is going to be the planet, like I talked about when we were just looking at your tarot cards, that is alongside Saturn going to be moving into Aries. But Neptune is a planet of like filters. You know how like on social media, like you can apply different filters to a picture, and you can literally make like 1,000 different images off of one photo just by filtering and editing and all that stuff. That is exactly what Neptune is. It's like editing software. Neptune is going to rule like our dream state, like when you go to sleep at night and you're having like this dream where all this weird shit is going on, like that is Neptune energy. It's a very disorienting planet where you can't necessarily make heads or tails of what's going on, because you're supposed to surrender to the experience of Neptune. It's not meant to be understood. It's just meant to be experienced and observed. So Neptune is very lucid because of that. This is why, in my opinion, Neptune is going to be ruling or associated with things like psychosis or the super conscious. This is how we kind of like slip in and out of different states of reality, right? Or different states of awareness. So Neptune is going to have the greatest impact on you guys in 2026. And Neptune, just like the rest of the planets, it's got like its positives, it's got its negatives. On the positive side, you can romanticize your life with Neptune. And that's exactly what I'm seeing with this Neptune card coming out for you guys in 2026. Is going to feel like you are able to kind of romanticize your life, or you're able to live more of a softer life. You're actually able to enjoy 2026. On the other end, Neptune, if we do too much of it without kind of pulling ourselves out of it every now and again and kind of doing like a little bit of a reality check. Because Neptune is so idealistic, it can cause us to get a little lax with our boundaries, and that's where you want to be a little bit careful, okay? But with Neptune ruling you guys as 2026 and having the greatest influence on your year ahead, this means that you guys are working with Neptunian energy. Neptune is extremely powerful. It's a planet that intensifies magnetism. So you guys are going to be magnets in 2026. This is what we were talking about when I was just looking at you guys' tarot cards and saying you may be attracting a lot of attention towards you, a lot of recognition. That is exactly what Neptune does. Ask anybody with Neptune in their first house or Neptune on their ascendant, or somebody who's maybe like a Pisces rising. They very easily draw a lot of attention. You would kind of think Leo does that, but look at what we have here. We've got Neptune in the fifth house who's ruled by Leo. This is saying that, again, you guys are going to get a double dose of exposure in 2026. And again, this is where you want to be a little bit careful, because you're going to want to compartmentalize a little bit. Okay. Neptune in the fifth house says that, again, there's going to be massive opportunities for exposure, or a lot of it coming into your life in 2026. This is where you're going to want to have some boundaries, where it's like, okay, like let's just say, for example, you start a business or something, right? And let's say your business takes off this year. You're going to need to make boundaries where it's like, okay, my business closes at 5. No, I'm not staying till 5:30. No, I can't wait until 5:15. No, I close at 5 and I take my ass home and I clock out. Even though I'm the owner, I'm clocking the hell out at 5 p.m. You have to make those boundaries, because if not, again, with that Neptune influence here, you'll kind of be like, well, okay, maybe Neptune makes us sacrificial. You want to be really careful about being too relaxed with your boundaries. Make sure that where your boundaries are, you stick to them tightly, okay? Because you guys are going to be drawing a lot of attention or recognition, something towards you where people are going to want to get at you all the time, okay? This could even be when it comes to your love life. Let's say you're single. Even if you're in a relationship, this could just be your partner always wanting to hang out with you or always wanting to be around you, because the fifth house is the house of romance, of love, of creativity, of talent, of performance, of exposure. This is where in the fifth house, like it says here, romance, creativity, fertility, sexual. Oh my God. I did also say, you guys, there could be a surprise pregnancy. Fifth house is the house of fertility and children. Okay. So you guys may definitely be getting pregnant this year. Also though, too, fifth house is associated with the inner child. And like I always say, like, to me, the inner child is the most powerful version of ourselves. So this is you guys like getting in touch with your inner child. This is you guys turning 2026 into a year where you're having a lot of fun. You're having a lot of fun when it comes to work, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your personal life, when it comes to your health, when it comes to like whatever it is, you guys are going to find a way to make every single part of your life as fun as you can be. You guys are going to easily be able to draw in people, opportunities, manifestations, whatever it is that you want or focus on, whatever it is that you imagine, fantasies are going to be very drawn to you. They're going to materialize very, very easily. Your visions and your visualization, which is something that the fifth house is very good at. It's a visionary, as well as Neptune too. It's going to be like, this is you guys' magic wand for the year, where you're going to be able to bring your vision to life, whatever it is that you're imagining, whatever it is that you want. Okay. All right, let's see what we get for you when it comes to finances and career. Let's get a couple of messages. What do you need to know? Okay, we got justice, and then we have outlook. So justice here says something in your life needs to be brought into alignment. Your career may be in law, such as police, military, and courts, or the criminal justice. Be sure to be honest and ethical in money matters, or you will face the consequences. And then we have here outlook. Improve your relationship with money to help grow your wealth. You may have conflicting values that impose negatively on your values around money. Change behavior and develop better money habits. This may be where you guys need some boundaries as well, is when it comes to your money, to your finances, to the way that you spend your money, or even when it comes to your work. Again, you guys are going to need to be fair when it comes to your work. Kind of like what we talked about, that example, like if you're a business owner and your business booms in 2026, you're going to need to stick to those boundaries that it's like, no, we open at 8, we close at 5. No flexibility there. Justice here For me, especially because you guys got Neptune, justice is all about equality, right? It's about being fair. But because you guys got Neptune and your Ace of Wands is in reverse and your Three of Swords is in reverse, this kind of tells me that, like what we talked about, Neptune can be sacrificial. This is about you guys being fair to yourself as well. So once you start experiencing some success when it comes to your money or your career, do not allow yourself to be taken advantage of. And be very careful about who you invest with or who you do business with this Justice card right here, and then Outlook right here too. Make sure that you're paying attention to the details when it comes to any sort of offers where people want to work with you or they want you to invest, anything like that. Make sure you're looking, just like this magnifying glass is looking at this money here. Make sure that you're really paying attention to the details and how they do business, okay? Okay, what you guys need to know for health for this year. Okay, we have alternative medicine and then increased energy. Alternative medicine says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to the ideal healing treatment modality and for giving me clear signs and messages to validate the best path for my well-being. So you guys may even get into more holistic sort of lifestyle in 2026, especially with increased energy being underneath the deck here. You guys may really start paying attention to your health or just going more of like a natural sort of avenue when it comes to healing yourself or improving your health. Increased energy says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for filling me with the unlimited energy of divine love and light. And that's funny because I started off you guys' reading talking about how you may start off 2026 feeling a little low in energy or like you need to preserve your energy, and then all of a sudden it's like you're going to get this green light to just go. So in 2026, definitely expect increased energy levels as well. That's total confirmation of that. Let's get a quick message here about relationships, and you can take this to and apply it to romantic relationships or family. We have here addictions and proposal. Okay, so again, you guys, with addictions, Neptune is the planet of escapism, and it can definitely deal with dependency, codependency, addiction, substance abuse, stuff like that. But the fact that we pull this for your relationships, be careful about people that you have a relationship or a connection with and their lack of boundaries. Okay. So be careful about allowing those types of influences into your life. But this could also, with addictions, be talking about here, dealing with any sort of issues that you may have when it comes to codependency with people in your life. Okay. With addictions right here. So just be watchful of that. And then we also have your proposal. So some of you guys, you could be getting proposed to this year. You may be getting married this year, or this could just be saying that your relationship is about to get a lot more serious in 2026. And again, like I said, you guys can apply this to like romance or even friends or family in some way, however it is that it makes sense for you. But yeah, when it comes to relationships here between addictions and proposal, again, you're just going to want to be really careful about who you surround yourself with, who you associate yourself with. If there's people in your life that don't have boundaries themselves or are maybe like careless in some way with addictions right here, you're going to want to, again, create boundaries about how much access they have to you and your life. Okay. If you know that somebody is struggling with addiction and they're not getting the help that they need, then you're going to want, again, to create boundaries so you can protect yourself. This could be talking about, on the flip side, being too dependent on the people in your life and the relationships in your life. Okay. Okay. Let's grab some additional messages from Spirit about your 2026. Finances. It says business and financial matters, fruits of labor paying off, financial opportunities, you guys. Your finances are going to be looking really, really, really good, especially as you improve your relationship with money to help you grow your wealth, like what it says in Outlook right here. And we've got the Sun card. This is also like financial freedom for you guys happening in 2026. Again, this is just like really, this is a really good year for finances for you, pile one. Underneath the deck here, we have soul mission, finding your own path in life, discovering your soul mission and path of knowledge. The more you guys embrace your soul mission, your life's purpose, what you're supposed to do, the more doors of opportunity are going to open for you. The more you're going to see your finances improve. It's like, this is a very spiritual year for you. Neptune also rules spirituality, stuff like that, transcending the mundane, realm. But for you guys with soul mission and finances, it's like they're connected, they're tied together. So the more that you guys do your soul's purpose or your life's work, the more your finances are going to boom and go crazy, the more success you're going to experience as well. Again, they're very connected. And we kind of talked about that with your inner child as well, your 5th house over here, that there's going to be a lot of attention and exposure coming to you, especially as you guys keep doing and performing your life's work or your soul's mission. Okay. That is going to be like your magic wand this year for sure. And for those of you that feel as though you haven't figured out your life's purpose, you're going to find it this year in 2026. And the way that you're going to know you're on the right track is because you're going to experience things getting easier, especially when it comes to your finances, or you're going to notice that opportunities start coming to you. Things start moving and developing the more you guys do your soul's mission. Okay, so you're really going to notice a lot of doors open the more that you do that. Let's just see if there's any important times of the year for you, or get some additional messages about the year. Oh, okay. We have any day now. See, this is the magic wand right here. Any day now says today, tomorrow, or the next. Manifest instant positive vibrations. Conditions for growth are optimal. See? Any day now right here. And then underneath the deck here, we have in your own time, take control of time. You decide, you are in control. It's up to you what you decide. So there, again, there's like freedom opening up for you guys, financial freedom opening up for you guys. You guys are also going to feel like you have the ability to kind of decide how you want to spend your time or what you want to do throughout your day. So again, this could kind of be referring to or saying that you guys are going to maybe work for yourself, or maybe start working remote, or you're just going to notice more flexibility with work, something like that. And then with any day now, yeah, it's today, tomorrow, or the next. Manifest instant positive vibrations. As you guys keep your vibrations high, as you keep your energy high, you're going to notice your manifestations come in a lot in 2026, especially if you guys didn't experience a lot of things coming to fruition for you in 2025. It's going to be happening in 2026, just like there's this like clock on this guy's hand right here. This is just, a lot of divine timing opening up a lot of doors for you. And it's just going to feel like things click in 2026 with any day now and in your own time. Because we keep getting messages about you guys manifesting more, let's see if we can get an idea of what you might see manifest in 2026. Okay, we've got fertility. You guys, there could definitely be a baby on the way. Fertility, we've got love, and we've got victory. Okay, so there could definitely be a baby on the way. I mean, this message is coming up too much for you guys. There could definitely be a baby on the way. Maybe if not for you, maybe it's for somebody in your family, somebody in your friend group. I don't know, but fertility keeps coming through, 5th house here. So yeah, and the Sun card, which is a huge baby energy. So yeah, fertility, let all take root, seed and sprout, let new life be all about. Or this could just be saying in general that it's going to feel like you turn a new leaf, or like you start a brand new chapter in 2026. It's going to feel like a new life is beginning for you in 2026. It could just be saying that in general. We also have here love. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. You guys could definitely be meeting the one again, or your romantic relationship, it could be deepening. So this could be somebody wanting to make things exclusive with you. Maybe they propose moving in together. Maybe they actually propose marriage to you. Maybe you get married. Maybe you fall in love this year. Okay, so with love right here, there could even be some sort of reconciliation if there's an old love in your life that you're open to getting back together with. And then we also have your victory. I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let victory make me wise. And this could be victory in several different categories. This could be victory at work, financial victory, victory over certain challenges and obstacles that you've been going through. This could be victory when it comes to security and stability in your life. This could be victory when it comes to some sort of challenge or problem that you guys have been wrestling with for a while. You guys finally feel like, oh my God, I finally won. I finally overcome this. I finally come out on the other side of this with victory right here. So these are things that you guys are going to be manifesting. And let's get a final message for you for 2026. We have here the Sweat Lodge coming out for you. Underneath the deck here, we have the Corn. So as you guys release things, things are going to be growing as well. Okay, but let me read this out of the book for you. The Sweat Lodge says, this is a time to journey inward into the dark and hidden places of your soul to reconnect with the ancient earth wisdom. You can also create a sacred and intimate space in the dark by lighting a candle. Observe what emerges and, without judging it, invite it to bring you its gifts. You are being offered an opportunity to shed and heal from the aspects of your life that you have outgrown. Do not worry that you will be consumed by the process. This could also be the soul mission card coming out for you guys, as well as the addictions. If you guys have been dealing with any sort of addictions, any sort of codependency, this is you guys like going deep and doing some deep work to detach from those things. And then the Corn here says, you planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments where you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the Corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is a time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed. When the symbol appears, do not forget to share your good fortune. But also, you guys, like we talked about, make sure that you have boundaries around sharing this good fortune as well, so people aren't taking advantage of you if that's the case too. But you guys expect 2026 to be a year where you harvest a lot of results and rewards from your efforts and the work that you've been doing. There's just too many cards here talking about the same thing. You guys really manifesting results, rewards, new developments, new life with fertility over here, the Corn victory. We've got pleasure with the 5th house. We have soul mission. We've got finances any day now. The Sun, 8 of Wands, proposal. I mean, your cards kind of keep saying the same thing. But anyways, you guys, pile 1. This is it. This is all that I'm saying for your 2026. Thank you guys so much as well for a beautiful 2025. I don't know when this reading is going to go up, hopefully before the new year, but if not, I still just want to say thank you guys for such a beautiful 2025, for supporting me through it. It was a trying time for me as well. I love you guys to the moon and back. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages, and I'll catch you guys in the next one and in 2026. Bye. All right, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with you guys' tarot cards, then we're going to be pulling a lot of oracle messages to get as much information and all the tea that we can get on your 2026 ahead. So getting started, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the High Priestess and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, wow, you guys have shed a very huge burden, or you will be in 2026. Some of you drawn to this pile, you may either want to or have made plans to leave your work. Maybe you already have heading into the new year. Queen of Pentacles in reverse says that there's something I no longer value, that it costs too much to keep, like the upkeep is very costly. And I'm finally setting myself free of it in 2026 because it's just too expensive. That could be literally or more like metaphorically. Now, you guys may be like downsizing as well, or moving to a new place or a cheaper place, or maybe you're focused on saving money and spending differently in 2026. This could also be you guys paying something off in 2026 as well, so it's no longer attached to you, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And this could be talking about letting go of a burden as well that's not financial. For example, this could be like a volatile relationship that you let go of and start off 2026 not having to worry about it anymore. You may start off 2026 like, being single and feeling a lot more free, feeling like you have sort of been released of the ball and chain that was holding you back. This may even be shedding like literal, actual physical weight as well, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And 2026 is about lightening the load for you, pile 2, and not having your life dictated by so many responsibilities, because they started to make some of you feel suffocated. This year of 2026 is about truly taking care of yourself with the High Priestess right here. High Priestess is ruled by Moon, who is the mother of astrology. And a mother is our roots. It's where we come from. And what do the roots do? They feed us, they nourish us, they help us grow so we can be self-sufficient and thrive. So when we see the High Priestess, she's also like holding a scroll, and watch out for 333, just popped up on my clock. But also, yeah, when we see the High Priestess, she's holding like a scroll in her hand normally. Well, in the traditional RWS version, in this tarot deck, she's actually holding a computer. Normally, she's holding a scroll, and the scroll is meant to represent our own moral code. These are the principles that we live by. And who decides those ethics? We are the ones that decide the ethics and the rules and the principles that we live by. We're the ones that figures out what we can and cannot live with. Our morals keep us grounded on the straight and narrow. And the more that we live by them, the more they feed and nourish us, because when we follow them, it's an act of honoring ourselves and living in our truth. It keeps us clear when it comes to our conscience as well. And so 2026 for you is all about shaking off anything attached to you that asked you to change your standards. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Again, she's saying something here was too costly for you to keep around because they wanted you to forget or even betray your own values. In 2026, you guys say, like, I'm going to live by my own rules. It's like you become your own religion this year, which probably sounds a little weird, but when we live in alignment with our inner high priestess, we dethrone anyone and anything that we have put on a pedestal above ourselves. 2026, it's important for you to follow your own guidance, to become your own savior. Something that a lot of you heading into this year, you already kind of began the process of doing that with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse right here. You guys may also be leaving behind an entire industry, or even like estranging yourself from it, because the Queen of Pentacles can be a little traditional. So a lot of you in this pile will transition into 2026. And I wouldn't be shocked if you go into business for yourself, or maybe start earning money for your own natural talents and gifts, maybe doing work that's more meaningful and aligned with your soul's work. You guys may even be willing to take a pay cut in 2026 just to get out of the work that you are doing, or a specific situation that you may feel caught in or stressed out from, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse going to the Knight of Pentacles right here. And it's kind of like where you're like, listen, like, I'll take a pay cut just to get away from this situation or this environment or this stress. It's too toxic. This is worth it for me. So 2026 is about making a lot of corrections and pivoting for you, especially getting away from spaces that feel unpredictable and unstable. A lot of you are willing to do what is necessary to create your own security this year. Also, to pile two, if you know an astrologer, if there's an astrologer that you trust, try to get your chart read for this year with the High Priestess right here. There's some sort of specific part of your chart that's getting activated this year, specifically in 2026. I don't know what it is. It could have something to do with your moon. If you know how to look into your progressed moon, it could be moving into a brand new house or a brand new sign. Also here with the High Priestess pile too, you guys may get invited into some sort of like exclusive members only type club in 2026. Something really private, really secretive. It makes me think of like, what are they called? Like the Masons or something like that. That's what it makes me think of with this High Priestess right here. So that could be happening in 2026 as well, because this year it kind of feels like, it feels spiritual in the sense that you guys almost like feel connected. You feel reconnected to spirituality or religion or your own sort of philosophies and ideologies. It's like you get really deep into it in 2026. Your personal year number, it could be like a 7. You may be moving into like a 7 personal year number. And the way that you figure that out, you just add up your birthday and your month, and then you add it to the current year, which is 2026. Yeah, I think that's how you do it. There's calculators online for it, so don't take my word for it. Anyways, let's look into what cosmic energies are going to be influencing your year the most, and some general themes that you'll see pop up. We have trine, harmony, and then underneath the deck here, we have south node, karmic past. So trines are really, really agreeable sort of aspects in astrology. They're meant to be easy aspects. So they're meant to kind of help energy flow. And when we're dealing with trines, it's supposed to manifest in like really beneficial ways. Like it says here, opportunities, luck, flow, beneficial, reward, synchronicity, good vibes, ease, positivity, supportive, expansive, overindulgent, complacent. So the things with trines is it makes things really easily because energy flows so smoothly when we're dealing with the trine. The way that I always describe trines too, when it comes to astrology is kind of like, imagine, like a marching band, and how everybody is marching to the same exact rhythm. That's what happens in astrology charts when there's like trines present, is those planets or energies or those celestial bodies, they're all aligning very well and they're moving in sync with each other. And this is why it creates such a beautiful flow of energy. So with the trine here, 2026, one of the main themes for you guys is something feels a lot easier. Okay. And that's kind of what we talked about, your Queen of Pentacles in reverse right here. This is you guys dropping something that felt heavy. It felt expensive. It felt like the upkeep or the management was just, it was too stressful to keep it around in your life. You guys have the South Node underneath the deck here for you. South Node is about the past, right? It's connected to the moon. The moon is 2 nodes. She has a north node. She has a south node. South node is when she dips below the ecliptic plane. Basically, what that means is that like the moon is when she dips below like that, this is her kind of descending into her own energy, into her own essence. So when you're dealing with the south node, we're dealing with something that we have spent lifetimes doing or spent a chunk of our lives doing, to the point that it becomes unconscious. It's something that we can do with our eyes closed because we've done it so much. The thing about the South Node is that it's a very body focused experience. With the South Node, there's a lot of comfort there. So the South Node is like, it's like when you have your comfort movies that you put on and you like to watch from time to time because they bring you that sense of nostalgia. That's exactly what the South Node is. It's very nostalgic. But the problem with the South Node is that if you do it too much, it can start to feel like a rut. That's how I always describe the South Node, because the North Node and the South Node, they're meant to show you exactly how a chart balances itself. So when you do too much of the South Node, too much of the North Node, you're leaning too much in either direction, and it's really easy to tip over. When we're doing too much of the South Node, that is when you start to watch your potential die or waste away. That's when you start to feel like, man, like I am not taking my life in control. It's like there's no excitement with the South Node. It's very routine. It's the same thing, and it dulls us a lot. It dulls our potential, whereas the North Node, it's like that's how you sharpen your potential. So there's a lot of themes here with the South Node and trine popping up for you guys in 2026, where for you in 2026, you may feel like you are shedding a lot when it comes to the South Node, when it comes to karma, when it comes to your past, when it comes to the old routines that you used to have, the things that you used to spend your time doing. You might feel like you don't want to do them anymore. You're going to notice that you feel better or feel like you're more in alignment the more that you balance out how much time you spend doing South Node activities. Okay, so these are going to be 2 big themes for you in 2026. South Node is something that we end up shedding eventually because we need to. It's something that has served its lesson, it's served its time in our life. And so you guys are going to spend a lot of time doing that. And you're going to notice that as you shed the things that's no longer serving you, it's going to feel like your life gets a lot more in alignment. This is what we were talking about with your High Priestess right here. This is you guys living by your own rules. This is you making up your own rules. Let's pull some messages about you guys' finances and career for 2026. See what we get. We have entertainer, and then underneath the deck, we have the people that you spend the most time with shape who you are. Yeah. So again, this is why a lot of you have, will be either spending more time with specific people or spending less time with specific people, depending on how they make you feel. Because again, like we talked about with your High Priestess, it's ruled by the moon. Moon is like our sensitivity. She's our intuition. She is our gut instincts. You know how like when you walk into a room, you can kind of feel it. That is your moon abilities. That's your lunar abilities. And so you guys are going to be a lot more sensitive to the people that you're around in 2026 as well, especially with the South Node right here and trine. It's going to be almost too obvious for you when it's like when you're in alignment with someone versus like when you are misaligned with someone. Like it's like you're either going to feel super compatible or super incompatible, and you're not going to really be able to shake that off like maybe you used to be able to do. In the past, you might have been able to kind of overlook it and just be like, oh, we don't really see eye to eye, but whatever. In 2026, you guys are not going to want to do that. You're going to want to be in harmony and in sync with almost all your relationships, because you're especially going to notice that it is very connected to your finances and career for the year, that it's almost like you guys are taking on people's energy. So you're going to be just realize you're going to be a lot more sensitive to people's energy. And this may be why, oh yeah, that was one of the first messages that I said, you guys may be leaving like a job behind, especially if it was like a toxic environment where you're just like, I can't take this anymore. It's affecting me too much mentally or spiritually or physically. So yeah, you guys may definitely be shedding some work places, or how you make your money. You may be sort of pivoting from that if it's been affecting you negatively with your Queen of Pentacles in reverse, if it's been sort of throwing you off kilter. We also have here entertainer, and it says put yourself out there and bring out the best in you so you can get noticed. You could be drawn to careers in theater, dancing, music, or any type of entertainment. Is there a talent that you could turn into money? Time to think outside of the box. So with entertainer right here, I mean, this is a pretty straightforward message. You guys may be getting into the entertainment industry in some capacity in 2026. This could be something that you've always wanted to get into in 2026. Just know if there is anything that you guys are drawn to when it comes to the entertainment business, that you guys will notice there's a lot of opportunities to get into it, especially with this other card coming out. The people you spend the most time with shape who you are. There could be people that are inviting you in some ways to get into the entertainment industry, or you guys may be going to a lot more industry sort of like events where you're around people in entertainment, where you are mixing and mingling with the entertainment business. Okay, so that could totally be shaping you guys' finances and career in 2026 for sure. Let's see what's going on with relationships for you. And you can take this, the messages that we get for you when it comes to relationships, you can take this in a romantic way, in a family way, friendly way. So we'll see what themes pop up when it comes to your relationships this year. Whoa, it's a chunk of cards. I'm gonna keep shuffling. Okay, and we have, my God. Oh my God. You guys see that? Past returns came out underneath the deck, past life. But what did we also pull for you in a whole different deck? South Node, which talks about the past, karma, karmic connections, karmic relationships. Like it says here, comfort zone, mastery, old habits, the past, unfinished business. Wow. And then we even have this card saying the people that you spend the most time with shape who you are. Okay, so again, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You guys are going to be shedding a lot of the past, okay? You're either going to be shedding a lot of the past, or this could even be two with past returns, perhaps a next lover or a past life, and then past life being underneath the deck for you, which is insane. This doesn't always talk about just like letting go of people from the past. This could even be talking about letting go of old lessons that you and a partner may have gone through together, or you and a family member, or you and a friend may have gone through together. You guys may be shedding that old lesson. You may be shedding that old karma and coming out of it renewed. Okay, like we were talking about with your Trine card right here, you guys are not going to be able to ignore when you are misaligned with people in your life in 2026. It's going to be like blaringly obvious when you're incompatible with someone, when you guys just don't see eye to eye. You're not going to be able to ignore it. So when it comes to past life and the past returns, this could be people from your past trying to come back into your life. And some of you guys may be open to it. If not, then you know how to handle it. You know, just don't answer their calls. You know, you don't have to allow them around you. But a lot of the themes that's going to keep popping up in you guys' relationship this year is going to have to do with the past and karma. So again, this doesn't necessarily have to be about like just cutting people off and not speaking to them anymore. It could have a lot to do with that, because we talked about that with your Queen of Pentacles in reverse. But it could also have to do with, again, you and whoever you share a relationship with, whether it's friend, romantic, family, business, whatever. If there's any sort of karmic lesson still attached to that connection, you guys may be shedding that. You may be finally completing that karmic lesson or that karmic chapter that kind of kept your connection involved in that same sort of cycle. Okay, so for sure, the past is going to play a huge role in you guys' relationships this year. Let's get some health messages for you. what you need to know about health. We have here, expect a miracle, organic foods underneath the deck. And it says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for your miraculous intervention and healing energy, which has restored the health of name of person. So you guys may see some miraculous healing in 2026 for expect a miracle to come out here. This could be a physical cure or physical healing. Sorry, you guys, I had a phone call. But also this expect a miracle, it could be talking about like, miraculous healing when it comes to emotional healing or spiritual healing, or maybe mentally if there was something going on with mental health. This could even be talking about healing a relationship or a connection as well with expect a miracle here, but expect miraculous healing in 2026. This could even be talking about finances being healed in miraculous ways as well. So this could definitely have to do with like some sort of spiritual or angelic intervention when it comes to something that may have been disordered or diseased in your life. And then we have organic foods underneath the deck. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for supporting my desire to consume and use organic products. So you guys may even be called or led to change up your diet a lot. In 2026, maybe eating more whole foods or just eating more or really healthy in a way that just like really feeds your body. This could also be talking about more figuratively too, where you guys, coming back to that message with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and this card over here that says the people that you spend the most time with shape who you are. You guys may even be going on some sort of an environmental diet too. You guys may even be doing that when it comes to social media or being on your phone and the sort of media that you are exposed to, or the sort of people, the sort of environments that you guys are exposed to. You guys are going to be very sensitive to the people and the environments that you are around in 2026, a lot more than what you're used to. Okay. Let's see what you may be manifesting in 2026. And then we have here new beginnings. And then underneath the deck, we have good cheer. New beginning says, let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Again, you guys are you're clearing out with South Node, past life, past returns, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, organic foods. You guys are going on like a diet of the past in 2026. You're still going to be flushing a lot of karmic energies out of your life in 2026, but you're going to be doing it in a way too, where it's like, it's going to feel like you are truly released karmically and you are given like the allowance or the permission to truly start over. Okay. So this is like truly starting over where there's no lingering effects. This is like being able to start over in a relationship, for instance, and it's like nobody's holding on to anything. No one's still mad. There's no, there's no sort of like passive aggressiveness. There's no sort of like, how the past can still kind of like linger around. That's going to be completely gone with new beginnings and good cheer right here. Again, this is the ability to truly start over, kind of like what we talked about with your high priestess as well. This is you guys being able to start over on your terms somewhere. Good cheer says, with kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. Okay, so this is starting over in places where you feel a lot better as well. And it brings you a lot more joy. So especially if you guys end up leaving your job or something, just know that like your next place of work, you're going to feel a lot more happy there. Let's pull some additional messages about 2026, any specific times of the year, just what you need to know about time in general. We have here faster than you think. And then we have when you're happy. Faster than you think says, don't worry about the how. Travel, endurance, quick freedom. The future looks bright. So something's happening faster than you think. Oh, and look, it's a horse on I think 2026 from what I've heard is like the year of the horse. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Look into it. But yeah, you guys may notice a lot of like horse symbolism or imagery, or you could even be dreaming about it. Maybe this is like your spirit animal for the year. Some of you guys may have even been born during the year of the horse. I don't know if that's how it works. Like I said, don't quote me. But yeah, something is moving faster than you think, you guys. Something's happening faster than you think, which is interesting because we have so many cards talking about South Node in the past. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow moving card. But something's happening quicker than what you think. This could have to do with a new beginning. And especially too, when you guys are in alignment with where you're meant to be with trine right here. And like we talked about with your high priestess, that may be when things move very quickly as well. And even when it comes to miraculous healing, you may notice that things turn around very quickly in 2026. And then underneath the deck here, we have when you're happy, achieving true independence, content, not looking auspicious, only you can save yourself. That is crazy because I think I said that when talking about your high priestess, that this is you guys not looking for a savior anymore. This is you guys treating yourself, looking to yourself for the answers with your high priestess. And it literally says right here, only you can save yourself. So this isn't necessarily specific times of the year didn't pop up for you, but just know that something is moving faster than you think. And especially when you guys are happy, when you're in alignment, like what we talked about with trines. Trines are very, they're very harmonious and they make us feel kind of happy, or they can manifest in situations where we feel happy because things feel like they're easier, they feel stress-free. So just know that like 2026, a lot of 2026 will be moving pretty quickly, and especially when you feel like you are happy, like there's a good cheer. Yeah, we got good cheer right here as well. So yeah, this is you guys, once you start treating yourself as your own savior and start seeing yourself as like, I have the answers to my own life. When you guys kind of start looking at yourself in that way, you're going to notice that things flip around like that and maybe even start to pick up with the pace. Okay, let's pull some additional messages for you, pile 2 for 2026. Okay, we've got helpful people. Oh, wow. And then we had loneliness underneath the deck. This is crazy. I don't know why your cards keep doing this. Helpful people here says someone will be generous to you. People want/willing to help, accept help from others. This is what we were talking about with your entertainer card right here, and the people that you spend the most time with shape who you are, right? So there's going to be a lot of people in your life who are helpful, who are willing to help, who can support you. They can support you even when it comes to professional opportunities and stuff like that. And loneliness was underneath the deck. It wasn't reversed for you, but it was it's underneath the deck, and it says walking a lonely path, feeling deserted, neglected, no support system. So again, like what we talked about, you guys are shedding something in 2026. It could have a lot to do with you guys shedding environments or shedding certain relationships that have served their purpose, especially with South Node here and the past coming up twice. So a lot of you are coming out of a chapter or season in your life where you felt lonely, maybe you felt neglected, maybe you felt abandoned, maybe you felt like you couldn't trust people, maybe you felt like you were dealing with like a lot of karmic connections in your life that you just wanted to get away from. Like what we opened up your reading talking about with your Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is you guys saying this is too expensive to keep around. It's highly stressful. I just want to get away from that. Even if it means that I have to take a pay cut, even if it means that I have to pick up some extra responsibility somewhere just to get out of this situation, I'm willing to do it. Even if it means I have to be alone, I'm willing to get away from this situation. So you guys are coming out of that season where you were just like trying to get away from anything kind of toxic, and you may have had to sacrifice a support system. You may have had to sacrifice relationships, friends, community, stuff like that. You guys are coming out of that season and into a season where you are going to either be meeting a lot of people who are willing to help or feel a lot more supportive, and they're not going to feel karmic as well with helpful people right here, and loneliness being underneath the deck and in reverse for you. Okay, so it's just additional messages from Spirit for you. And then a final message to you about 2026. We have the Seer and then Thunder underneath the deck. And the Seer says, the Seer invites you to trust your intuition. This is your High Priestess card right here, and follow it as it leads you forward. You may feel lost when it appears that your hunch is taking you in circles or even through a maze, but the hidden realms don't follow the rules of a two-dimensional map. Trust your gut. Again, this is you guys being your own savior, like we've been talking about your whole reading. It says trust your gut and allow your perception of your circumstances to widen to include the nuances and subtle cues that you normally miss if you take things at face value. The seer has gifted you with this magic, and you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Your vision is clear. And Thunder says, when thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is a time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you will need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. Sounds a lot like your faster than you think card and Trine right here, and helpful people too. But yeah, pile 2, this is it. This is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank you guys for a beautiful and wonderful 2025. If I don't see you until 2026, thank you guys for being here and walking through one of the most challenging years with me. I pray that you guys have a beautiful New Year's ahead. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. All right, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are going to be starting off with you guys' tarot cards here. Then we'll be pulling a lot of oracle messages to get as much tea as we can on your 2026 year ahead. So getting started, we have Strength. Then we have the 4 of Wands in reverse and the 2 of Swords. I know this is like the year of the horse. We were kind of talking about that in pile 2. And so I had to go looking it up. And if that is correct, what I looked up, then I think we're in the year of the horse for 2026. But personally for you guys, you have the spiritual essence of the lion behind you with Strength right here. This is Sekhmet energy. This is very like Mars, God of War energy showing up in your pile. And not in terms of like fighting. That's because that's not what Mars is all about. Mars is the divine warrior of astrology, right? 2026 overall for you will be like a palate cleanser. Mars is the divine warrior who clears paths. That's what he fights for. He fights against obstacles and blockages that stand between him and what he wants. Your inner Mars or lion or warrior is activated in 2026. And if I had one way to describe the energy here for you, this year is meant to be a road opener. Between Strength and the 4 of Wands in reverse, and even your 2 of Swords upright, this year will feel like you are charging ahead, running headfirst into goals, wants, desires, obstacles, challenges, lessons, projects, first-time experiences. And that's another big message here for you too, is for those of you in this pile, you may have felt very like down or even drained in 2025, like you didn't have a lot of energy or drive or motivation to do anything. 2025, you may have had just enough energy to show up, and that was it. 2026, you will feel like your spirit has woken up after being asleep all last year. Your 4 of Wands has shown up in reverse to say 2026, you'll be pushing out of not even like comfort zones, but any sort of rut that you may have been in 2025. Because 4 of Wands is the card of community. And when this card is upright, 4 of Wands says that we followed a calling and we ended up finding our soul tribe, or we ended up finding the place that we were meant to be. It's the card of alignment that symbolizes belonging. When in reverse, this says we outgrew the place that has been home for us. And if you stay too long, even after knowing that, hey, it's time for me to move on, that is when the comfort zone becomes a rut. That is when it becomes a prison almost. And comfort, it's not a bad thing, but it can become toxic once we become resistant or adverse to change or challenges, or we become avoidant. That is when comfort turns into a cage, and we might start rejecting opportunities because saying yes means that I have to leave what I know behind. I've got to leave behind what is familiar to me. And that's when we watch our potential fade away or our life passes by. And so you guys may have had like a South Node year in 2025. You may have also definitely been drawn to pile 2. That was a strong message in pile 2 that came through. but that's also what's coming through for you a little bit here with this Four of Wands in reverse. Yeah, but you guys may have had sort of like a South Node year in 2025 where all you could do was just get by day to day or week to week. 2026, you guys will break out of those ruts all year long. Any depression as well that you may have suffered from last year, it's going to feel like it doesn't have such a grip on you anymore. And that's why you are getting your zest or your vitality back and your excitement back. You won't be doing the same thing day in and day out anymore either in 2026 because you guys are going to be taking more chances, or you're going to feel like you want to take more chances. So you're going to put yourself out there a little bit more. Also with strength here, you guys' talents are also waking back up. It's like they were sort of dormant last year. And so in 2026, you guys may be putting more effort into your personal passions and your gifts and your skills because strength is ruled by Leo. And Leo's a sign that puts on a show and does it well. It's ruled by the sun. So this sign naturally draws attention and is also the sign that tells us not to play it small. Don't be so humble that you lose your light. It's the one sign that tells us not to hold back. So do not hold back in 2026. Now with the Two of Swords over here, this is either advice for you or this is saying that you guys are going to end up surrounding yourself with competition isn't the right word. Let's use the word equal instead. You're going to be surrounding yourself with equals, kind of. You guys may be intentionally putting yourself in situations and accepting offers or being around people that are going to push you to rise to the occasion. Because generally, yeah, the Two of Swords is the card that talks about indecision. And if you're just going off of the surface level definition of the cards, then that's true. But intuitively, take it how it resonates for you. But on my end, your Two of Swords is saying to me, pile two, either you need to or will be intentionally putting yourself around people and in situations and environments that make you think almost. Because swords, what do? They either sharpen things or they reduce them by cutting them up. You guys will be using other people who is intellectually on the same level as you to sharpen your own mind and your own knowledge and your own skills. It's like you guys don't want to play it safe in 2026 with the Four of Wands in reverse. You guys are definitely ready for a big change. And it's like you want to be challenged or pushed. And it's similar to how people use debates to like refine their talking points. That's what I'm getting with you guys. And so some of you may even get invited to speaking engagements or seminars and asked to teach, or you may be doing more writing. You may be doing interviews, getting into something like podcasting even with the Two of Swords right here. This could even be between Two of Swords and the Strength card. This could even be you guys being more active online too or on social media, but definitely do not play it safe, pile two. Four of Wands in reverse and the Two of Swords and Strength. You guys are meant to be bold in your approach this year. And I don't know, also too, your Strength card, it feels like travel to me too. So you guys may even be traveling, especially if you're getting like a lot of invites to go to speaking engagements or stuff like that, or you're just like connecting with people online, or you may be even using online to sort of like expand professionally, or when it comes to certain opportunities, getting certain opportunities as well. Don't hesitate to reach out to other people to even ask for opportunities, because I know a lot of the times when we talk about different offers coming in, we think about them coming to us. But for you guys with your Two of Swords, reach out, go step completely outside of what you're used to with your Four of Wands and your Two of Swords right here. Definitely reach out to other people and just be like, hey, I'd love to come on your show, for example, like if you were trying to get into podcasting, or, this may even be like applying to jobs. It's kind of like outside of your comfort zone. This is either advice or what you guys are going to be doing for sure this year. Okay, so let's start getting some oracle cards for you. Let's look into what cosmic energies are going to be influencing your 2026 the most, or the themes that they're going to be kind of popping up with. We have here Saturn, and then we've got Pluto. And Saturn here says discipline, and Pluto is renewal. So Saturn is the planet that rules karma, time, challenges, discipline, fears, stuff like that. So Saturn is like the planet in astrology that's kind of feared a little bit. Pluto is too, because Pluto rules the darkness, it rules the depths, it rules mysteries, it rules the unknown, it rules, like, I don't know what lies beyond Pluto. It's too far away from us. And Saturn is the planet in astrology that's kind of like notorious, you know, like when people talk about like, oh my God, like my Saturn return is coming up, because Saturn is the planet that is going to refine you. It's like a strict father figure that's never pleased with you. Saturn is going to be, it's going to have the most influence on your 2026 in terms of you guys, again, refining, kind of like what we talked about with your Two of Swords right here, where it's like you guys are going to want to almost challenge yourself. You're going to want to be around a challenge because it's like you guys are going to be using that to refine or sharpen your skills. Like you guys just want to be pushed to a whole different level in 2026. So it's like you guys want to realize your potential, and you guys know that it's like the only way for me to realize my potential, to rise to the occasion, is to put myself in environments where I have to try. I've got to put a lot of effort in. And that's exactly what Saturn feels like. It feels like a really intense, like boot camp, pretty much. Saturn also rules time too. So you guys may feel like you're kind of racing against the clock a little bit. You may be putting a lot of pressure on yourself in 2026. Be careful to not put so much pressure on yourself that you feel like nothing's ever good enough and you exhaust yourself. But at the same time, I feel like you guys are kind of looking for this, like you're kind of wanting this, like you're kind of asking for it a little bit. And so Saturn here says structure, responsibility, Saturday, Capricorn, restriction, obstacles, trials, hard work, self-discipline, integrity, patience. This is like what you guys want. It sounds weird, but if you were intuitively drawn to this pile, you're going to notice that at some point in 2026 that you're feeling ready for the challenge. It's like, you know, like this is exactly what I need to get to the next level. So there's something exciting about challenges because you're going to use them as like stepping stones, and you're going to see a lot of elevation because of that in 2026. And then we also have here Pluto, and Pluto is the planet of transformation. It's also the planet of permanent change. I describe Pluto too as like the planet of like estrangement, because this is where we get really far away from what we're used to. So, you know, again, it's this permanent change, transformation. Like it says here, evolution, transformation, Scorpio, beginnings, endings, rebirth, turbulence, destruction, hidden power, core truths, intensity, highs and lows. Hidden power is really sticking out to me on this card because, like what we talked about, you guys are wanting to refine and sharpen your skills. Also, Strength kind of talks about that too. The way that she is sort of like hugging that lion. The lion is supposed to represent a major obstacle, something that can, you know, that lion could tear her to shreds, but she is more than up for the challenge to win that lion over, or to put herself in an environment where it's like, when it comes to strength, shit can go bad real fast when it comes to the Strength card. It's like one wrong move and that lion could get triggered and rip her ass to shreds, right? But instead with Strength card right here, she is actually like, yeah, I know that this is dangerous. I know that this is a huge risk, but I also know, or can feel it in my bones and my spirit, that I'm going to be okay. And that if anything, I'm going to walk into this situation and I'm going to come out on top. So it's also the card when we're dealing with strength. It's also the card that can talk about disarming a very volatile or an even really tense situation because of how you go into that situation. And this is why strength is associated with confidence. The more confident that we are, that can totally turn an entire situation around. Okay. So in 2026, you guys are walking into a lot of situations with the sort of confidence that ends up bending the situation to your will and working out in your favor. Okay. Because Strength card is also going to deal with willpower, and you guys are going to be working with that power, with that ability, with Pluto right here, to turn challenging situations with Saturn into your favor, where they work out for you. Okay. Let's look into finances and career for you, pile 3. I keep wanting to call you pile 2. Pile 3. Oops. Okay, we have here science, beware, interesting, so what we were just talking about, and then real estate. Science here says, there is something unfolding for you. Work with an open mind. Consider careers in science or any job that unravels the mysteries of the universe. Apply a scientific approach to your business or financial problem. Then we have here real estate that says build a solid foundation prior to building several stories above it. Consider a career in real estate, interior design, architecture, or any home business. It's time to get back to basics to strengthen your finances. And then we have here beware, that was underneath the deck for you. It says be prudent. Things are not what they seem. Careful who you talk to regarding money or business matters. Don't make any type of financial commitments right now. So you guys are going to be in the lab, okay? In 2026, you guys are going to be taking situations that could even be a little tense. It's certain situations where it's like, if you weren't up to the challenge of dealing with a situation that could turn left at any moment, you would stay completely away from it. In 2026, you guys are going to be very drawn almost to situations, especially when it comes to finances and career for you, where it's like, yeah, it's a little bit of risk here, but I really feel like I can cook something up in the lab and make this work out for me. I really feel like I could kind of bet on a certain situation and stabilize it. I feel like I could make it work for me with real estate right here. And real estate's kind of funny because with the Four of Wands showing up in reverse for you, like we talked about, this card is about belonging, finding where you're meant to be. In real estate, which talks about homes, this is like our temple. This is our sacred place. It's like you guys are going to feel comfortable. Real estate here for me is like it's talking about you guys feeling comfortable when it comes to finances and career, feeling comfortable, feeling confident, feeling in your element when it comes to taking a risk. You guys are going to feel a lot more confident in 2026 because you guys are going to know what you're capable of with science right here. It's like you guys are going to know, oh, I've got the skills, I've got the knowledge, I've got the expertise, I've got the experience in order to turn the situation around, in order to turn this beware situation around to make it work for me. You guys are also going to be able to kind of like suss out or feel what risks are worth taking. It's like you're just going to know, like what we talked about in Strength card right here, where she's like, yeah, that lion could rip me to shreds, but I feel like it's going to work out. Let's pull some messages for health for this year. And we have forgiveness heals. And then underneath the deck, we have use your natural healing abilities. Forgiveness heals says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, I am willing to forgive myself and others in exchange for what I really want, which is peace and health. Yeah, okay. So your strength card could also be talking. Yeah, we do have Pluto here. Yeah, it could also be talking about you guys like being ready to forgive as well in 2026. You may be ready to move past something in 2026 that maybe you've been sort of carrying along, especially if you guys felt like you were rejected or forced out of some space, and it's been really difficult for you guys to get over how someone or how a certain situation treated you or mistreated you, with Four of Wands in reverse here. Because again, this is supposed to be about community and belonging. So if you felt like you were kind of forced out of your community or a place where you tried to build a home, then in 2026 you guys may feel ready to finally move past that, forgive it, or let it go, with forgiveness heals right here. And then we also have use your natural healing abilities. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. So you guys are also going to be on a healing journey when it comes to emotional healing and even like kind of like spiritual healing, just sort of letting things go in 2026, stuff that like is just too much for you to carry, with the Four of Wands in reverse strength card here, because strength also talks about composure, being very composed, being very poised, being elegant, rising above situations where it's like, I could be petty, but I'm going to rise above it. So let's pull a message here about you guys' relationships this year. And you could take this and apply it to any of your connections, whether they're romantic, business, platonic, family, whatever. So let's see what we get. We have your first kiss, and then differences not on the same page. So for you, pile 3 with first kiss right here, you guys may be getting into new relationships in 2026, especially when it comes to romance. There may be someone you've sort of had your eye on or have been wanting to get to know, and you just haven't taken the next level with them just yet. Yeah, kind of like what we talked about with your Two of Swords. Reach out to people, make the first move. And we have first kiss coming out here for you. So don't be afraid to kind of like make the first move, or, be the one to ask for someone's number, or to send the first text, or to call someone for the first time, or even Ask someone out on a date if it feels right for you. And then underneath the deck here, we have differences. It says not on the same page. This may be what you guys are ready to forgive, is wherever you guys feel like you are not on the same page with someone in your life. There's just a lot of acceptance when it comes to this differences card, not on the same page, your Four of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of acceptance here when it comes to like, you know, like we're not on the same page. We're not compatible. We are not, seeing eye to eye anymore. And you know what, like that is okay. And that may be your version of forgiveness that you end up experiencing in 2026 as well. Let's grab an additional message here from Spirit. What else you need to know about 2026? What? Okay. They all fell up face up for you. So I feel like, okay. We have for you crossroads, crucial decision must be made, moments of change, make or break. This is your Two of Swords right here. Okay. Having to sort of make a decision and decide what is the next best step for you. So there may be something that you guys kind of need to figure out how you're going to handle it in 2026. You may feel like you're at a crossroads a lot of the times, and like you need to make a very pivotal decision. Okay, so with crossroads here, you guys may feel like you are at some sort of a breaking point, maybe even when it comes to relationships in your life, or finances and career or health. You may feel like you're kind of at a crossroads at some different points in time in 2026. We also have here sacred alchemy. This is the magical process of creation, creating a life of magic, union with the divine. This is totally Pluto, the planet that rules transformation. Pluto is the planet of transmutation, alchemy. So when we're dealing with Pluto, it says, hey, you know, give me this situation, I can turn lemons into lemonade. And so Pluto's very magical in that way. And you guys are going to notice that you're working with the powers of Pluto, where again, like what we talked about with your real estate, beware science right here, the strength card, you guys are going to be able to take situations and say, I can turn this around. I can flip this. You know how like people like renovate homes or they flip homes or they flip money. You guys are going to have that ability, and it is going to be, you guys are going to be flipping around a lot of stuff in 2026 to work in your favor. Okay. With sacred alchemy, we also have here concealment that says something is kept hidden, hiding from the world, hiding your true self. I feel like you guys are going to be coming out of concealment. Okay, so if you've been hiding yourself from the world, if you've been sort of like staying away, didn't we kind of talk about that with your Four of Wands in reverse? That you guys are going to be pushing out of comfort zones, and that you guys are going to feel like your spirit is waking up in 2026. So you guys are going to be ready to kind of break out of this, wherever you've been sort of concealing yourself, wherever you've been sort of hiding away. Yeah, you were the pile where I said you guys may have had a South Node year last year. So especially when you're kind of in your South Node, you may want to kind of just stay hidden, closed up, hiding in the house, hiding away, not wanting to interact and engage with the world too much. I feel like you guys are going to be coming out of that a little bit, but also too, with it saying something is kept hidden, you guys may find out some sort of a secret this year in 2026. Something may sort of come out. And it may also help you guys to forgive as well. Like it says, forgiveness heals right here. And that may also be the crossroads that you guys find yourself at, is like, am I able to get past this? Am I able to forgive this? Okay, so something's also going to, things are going to get more transparent. We also have your witch within, connecting with your inner witch, amplifying your energy, manifestations, and rituals. This is your Pluto right here. You guys really getting in touch with your inner witch. This is you guys really using your magical abilities. Again, this is your powers of alchemy coming through and saying, I'm going to take those lemons and turn it into lemonade. I'm going to turn things around to work in my favor. This is 1000% you guys getting in contact with your inner witch. And you guys may even be sort of like getting back into your magical practices as well in 2026 and feeling really powerful because of that too. And then we also have here underneath the deck, the feminine. A woman will play a role, your feminine side or feminine energy. So this could just be talking about you guys getting back in touch with your feminine side, your emotions, your subconscious, using your powers of magnetism and attraction to make things work out for you in 2026. Or this could be talking about somebody with feminine energy coming into your life or playing a big role in your life, or an actual woman playing a big role in your 2026 as well. And this could be what you sort of find out about someone that was kind of kept hidden, or this could be somebody that you end up forgiving as well. Let's grab some additional messages about specific times of the year for you. Okay, we have here September and then Capricorn season, which is Saturn right here for sure. Okay, so September says intuition is the guiding light, welfare, curiosity, explore intuition, let playfulness carry you forward. So September could be a really significant month for you in 2026. This could be where you guys notice a lot of things that was talked about in this reading kind of pop up or really amplify in the month of September. You guys could have a birthday in September. You guys could also be a Capricorn. If so, happy birthday. We are currently in Capricorn season. And Capricorn season here says hard work will pay off. Discipline, strategic, rigid, tenacity, weigh up every pro and con. This is 1,000,000% confirmation of what we were talking about with your Saturn. And also when I was just looking at you guys' tarot cards about how you guys want to surround yourself with people and situations that are going to challenge you because you want to refine your skills and you want to rise to the occasion. You guys want to push yourself and you're going to use challenges. You're going to use challenges and lessons and tests in order to do that in 2026 because you guys are really ready to see what you're made of. It's like you guys are really ready to kind of just again push yourself. So for sure you guys' hard work is going to pay all the way off in 2026. You guys are really going to see your alchemical powers and your ability to bend things to your will. You guys are going to see a lot of that happen this year in 2026. All right, let's see what you guys might be manifesting this year. Okay, we've got destiny and then organization. Okay, 2026 is going to feel a lot more organized for you, a lot more structured. Like we talked about, like you're not going to be doing the same exact thing every single day like you were doing maybe in 2025, but you were more so following some sort of routine in 2025 that, again, it felt more like a rut. In 2026, you're going to be a lot more organized, a lot more structured, like what Saturn talks about or the energy that Saturn brings, which is discipline. Okay, and when we deal with discipline, we're dealing with dedication, we're dealing with devotion. You guys are going to be devoted to seeing yourself elevate in 2026 because you know that you're capable of it and you know that you're ready for it. It's like you guys feel it and you know it, that like it's time for you to elevate somewhere. It's time for you to see a different side of yourself somewhere. And that's what you guys are going to be seeing a lot of with organization here, purpose, planning, efficiency. Now come to me so easily. Again, like I said, like you guys are going to experience that sort of like switch flip where it's like, maybe in 2025, you weren't necessarily maybe ready to live such a strict lifestyle. And now in 2026, it's like you're excited for it. Like it says here, now it comes to me so easily. It's fun to do. It's enjoyable. I like it. This is what I'm looking for. And then underneath the deck here, we have destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. Your destiny is also manifesting in 2026. A lot of your destiny will be coming to fruition. This is like, again, it's like you guys feel premonitions, or it's like you feel like there's something that's supposed to happen for you in 2026. And you guys are going to be seeing that play out. You're going to be seeing that manifest in 2026. And this is why so many of you guys are going to feel ready. Like whatever it is that I need to do, whatever it is that I need to give up, whatever it is I need to commit to or devote myself to or be more disciplined with, I'm ready to do it because it's time for me. Like now it's time for me to go after that job. Now it's time for me to start that business. Now it's time for me to become a homeowner. Now it's time for me to graduate. Now it's time for me to start this next season of life. And you guys are going to see that happen. And let's just get a final message for you, pile 3. I'm going to be pulling from a different deck for you specifically because I feel like your spirit animal kind of came through a little bit. So let's just see what message we get from a animal totem. Oh, black egg. Hold on. A couple more cards fell out. They fell out face down, but let's just see. We have peacock and then shark. And underneath the deck, we have frog. So I'm going to read black egg out of the book for you. So one second. Okay, and Black Egg says, speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. Oh, this sounds like your Two of Swords right here. Okay, it says the Black Egg contains one of life's essential treasures, which is the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. You guys, that's insane. That's exactly what I mentioned with your Two of Swords. I'm telling you guys, your Two of Swords, to me on my end, it felt like public speaking. It felt like maybe taking up writing, publishing, and just surrounding yourself with people like other intellectuals that can kind of challenge you in that way. And it literally says it right here. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sound draws us in. Books draws us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the Black Egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the Black Egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. It says this subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat, at the Vishuddha chakra. I don't know. I'm probably not saying that right. And it says the ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. I don't want to mispronounce that, but it says it translates as especially pure. The balance of the center is important for all of us, but it is especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. Yeah, you guys may definitely get into teaching 1,000,000% in 2026, or public speaking, or be doing interviews or something like that in 2026, for that to come out and kind of just tie your entire reading together. But pile 3, yes, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Thank you guys as well for a beautiful 2025. If I don't get this reading out to you guys before the new year, have a beautiful, blessed, safe, healthy new year. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with you guys' tarot cards. Then we'll be pulling a lot of oracle cards to get as much information as we can about your 2026 year ahead. So starting with your tarot cards, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Then we have Judgment. And the 10 of Wands in reverse. Pile 4, do not stop praying, visualizing, talking to God, or talking to your ancestors, working your magic, whatever your method is, because 2026 is when something that you've been praying for a long time, for years for some of you, this is the year that you see it answered. You guys may also be paying off some sort of debt, or maybe even making a final payment on some sort of really big purchase or asset this year. It could be like a car or a home, or maybe even your education. And you guys as ancestors is all over this message too. And I'm going to be doing like a separate reading channeled from the ancestors for you guys on the channel here soon. But for your pile, they are coming through heavy. 10 of Pentacles here, it talks about legacy, lineage, family, generational patterns, traditions, and even privileges. And Judgment talks about, on the surface, like souls that have crossed over. They've made it to the other side. For those of you who may have lost loved ones in 2025, they are with you and have been helping you with any burdens or heaviness that you've been carrying, which is why at some point in 2026, you guys will feel that heaviness leave gradually throughout the year with your 10 of Wands in reverse right here, because you have a strong support team on the other side, on the ancestral side. Whether you knew these ancestors personally or not, they will be taking burdens off your plate all 2026 with, again, your 10 of Wands in reverse right here. You guys have different ancestors as well that handle specific things on the other side for you. So for example, some of your ancestors, they may deal with like money matters. Others may deal with health concerns. Others are looking over relationship troubles. It's like they each have a job that they're taking on for you in 2026. And you'll find that this year that ways are made for you financially too. Like you might not have the answers to how you'll get the money for maybe X, Y, and Z, but you guys will experience a lot of financial support in 2026. It won't be as much of a worry for you as it may have been, especially those of you that have been handling a lot of responsibilities on your own with the 10 of Wands in reverse. Again, you guys are going to notice that your ancestors are basically saying for you in 2026, the main message that they want to tell you is to stop worrying about the how with your 10 of Wands in reverse. With the 10 of Wands upright, there can be a very big burden or responsibility being carried on your back or being carried on you spiritually, where you're trying to do everything on your own. You're trying to figure everything out on your own. You're doing all the work. You're doing all the labor. You're handling all of the details. You're handling the spiritual load, the emotional load, the mental load. It's like you're doing everything on your own. And this is a job that more so is supposed to be, that is better suited for multiple people or for an entire community, that somebody ends up taking on all on their own when we see the 10 of Wands upright. So basically the main message from your ancestors to you is to stop worrying about the how, because the more that you concern yourself with the how, the more heavier it's going to feel, the more stressful it's going to feel. And they are going to handle the how on their end, on the spiritual side of things for you. So if you can't figure out how to connect the dots somewhere, they're figuring that out for you. For those of you as well whose family or loved ones have been going through it, maybe they had a really difficult 2025, or you guys may have gone through a rough period together with your family as a family. You guys are going to experience more security as a family in 2026 with the 10 of Pentacles and Judgment here. There's some sort of like a family blessing, or some sort of blessing that is going to end up affecting like you and your people, you and your unit, you and your family, because Judgment is the card that talks about coming out on the other side. We come out on the other side of some sort of ordeal whole and complete. It's like basically saying like you've made it. You guys have the 10 of Wands in reverse, and it's kind of mirroring your other 10 energy over here with the 10 of Pentacles that showed up upright. And so there's someone else here too that a lot of you in this pile will definitely be experiencing some sort of relief with, for sure. I don't know if your Judgment card is referring to something financial, but in 2026, there's going to be this huge moment where you guys can finally put a really big chapter or an ordeal or a problem to rest. Like there will finally be closure with it. And it leads to feeling like the weight of the world is taken off of your shoulders. And this is something that you guys have, again, you've been praying for. So don't stop praying, visualizing, talking to God, your ancestors, working your magic, because it is working. Okay. This was just a really big ordeal that has taken a lot of time to resolve, but 2026 is the year that this cloud is no longer hanging over your head and your family as well. For those of you where this issue has been affecting more people than just you. And for those of you that haven't had an easy time with your family, it could have been a long time since you guys spoke, or maybe it's even been a long time since you saw each other. Maybe there hasn't actually been some sort of like falling out or a problem. Maybe it's just been a long time since you've been able to like physically see your family. You guys will be reconciling with them, spending more time with them. For those of you open to it, I should add though. Let's start grabbing some messages for you about what cosmic energies are going to have the biggest influence on your 2026 and the themes that they'll be. Okay, we've got 7th house and then Lilith. 7th house is partnerships, marriage, relationships, friendships, business partners, contracts, agreements, joint endeavors, sharing, negotiations, cooperation, relating. So 7th house is, I kept talking about family for you guys. Now 7th house does not deal with family. 7th house, it deals with the relationships it deals with one-on-one relationships. It deals with the people in our life that it's like, we're not related. We didn't, come into this life together. Like, it's not like, how like you're born into a certain community and so you've known people your whole life. 7th house is not that. 7th house is somebody that it's like, it's a fated partnership. It's a fated connection that you end up making voluntarily in your life. So these are people that you end up committing yourself to in some way. And this is why 7th house will deal with marriage. So you guys are going to see a lot of 7th house themes pop up in your life all of 2026. And so this has to do again with those one-on-one partnerships that we feel very tied to, very attached to. And it's kind of like when we're dealing with the 7th house, this is an extension of the other because it opposes the 1st house, which is the house of self. So when we're dealing with 7th house themes, it's kind of in a way saying what happens to them happens to me because they are an extension of me, because I care about them that much, because we are so deeply connected to each other. What happens to them happens to me. I feel it. When they have their wins, I'm proud of them. I'm cheering for them. When they are going through a hard time, I hurt for them. So you're going to notice that there's a lot of themes surrounding really strong, close connections and partnerships in 2026. You guys may even be getting married in 2026. Yeah, especially with the 10 of Pentacles here. There may be somebody in your family even getting engaged, getting married, or this could be you guys getting engaged and getting married in 2026 or getting into a very serious partnership. This could even be a business partnership that you end up going into business with. You guys may even be going into business with a family member or somebody that you consider family in 2026 as well. But again, this is talking about very close partnerships playing a really big role in your 2026. And then we have here Lilith. And Lilith is a really interesting energy in astrology because it's not a planet, it's a point on the moon's orbit where she's furthest away from planet Earth. And Earth is like moon's child in astrology. So when we're dealing with Lilith, this is kind of like, the way I describe it is like when the parents leave the kids at home for a weekend and they're like, we're going out of town, don't do anything crazy. And it's like they have all the freedom in the world to do whatever they want, to either follow the rules or break them. So Lilith is where we feel a lot out of our comfort zone. And also too, this is where we can experience a lot of independence and a lot of freedom. There's going to be a lot of these themes popping up for you guys as well when it comes to independence, even when it comes to boundaries, and especially if there's like someone or something in your life that maybe you feel like closely watches you or hovers over you a lot. You may be kind of breaking away from that, breaking out of that sort of situation where you don't feel like you have to live for someone else, because Lilith, she was also the first wife of Adam. And one of the stories about her is that she was banished from the Garden of Eden because she refused to be submissive to Adam and play the part of the dutiful wife. And so you guys are going to see that theme pop up a lot in your life in 2026, where if there was anybody kind of hovering over you, whether this was like family, a friend, a partnership, even a job, or just something that you felt like you had to live up to their expectations or play by their rules, if you felt like somebody had kind of like a tight hold on you, or like you had to make them happy in some way, you're going to see those themes pop up a lot where you basically test a lot of the connections in your life by saying like, listen, I love you, but I'm not going to be controlled by you, or I'm not going to live my life according to you to make you happy. So you may be testing a lot of your really close relationships and partnerships between Lilith and 7th house here, where you're like, I love you, but can our connection or relationship withstand me being more independent and living more in alignment with me and my truth and what I want to do? Can that relationship still work? And so you may notice that again happen a lot in 2026 for you. Let's grab some messages concerning finances and career. What you need to know about finances and career. We have the Office and then take action underneath the deck. And the Office here says, think of the greater good than oneself to achieve a better outcome. Exactly. There's something, you guys are really tied to like a unit or a community or a family or some sort of like dynamic here, because even the Office is talking about think of the greater good than oneself to achieve a better outcome. So this is like thinking about other people as well. And it says, consider careers in administrative or management roles, manage your time better, and or delegate tasks to be more productive. So you guys may also, there could be something going on, some big changes going on in the office. If you work at the office, you guys may be getting promoted to some sort of administrative or management role. You guys may even take more of like a leadership role as well when it comes to office work or anything like that. And like it says here, manage your time better and or delegate tasks to be more productive. So this independent Lilith energy is also spilling into your work as well with this Office card right here. Like it says, manage your time and or delegate tasks to be more productive. So this is about you guys also gaining a little bit more independence when it comes to work as well. And it really working out for you guys though. So yeah, you guys may also be taking on a little bit more of a leadership role or some sort of making some sort of like independent move when it comes to work. And then we have here, take action. Yes. Whatever your question, this is telling you to go for it. Do not procrastinate or wait to take the next step to get ahead. Just do it. Nothing will change if you don't take action. Don't let opportunity pass you by. You guys, you guys may need to kind of make moves for yourself when it comes to work and your finances this year in 2026. So like, let's just say, for example, that you have a roommate, right? And let's just say that your roommate, I don't know, their job demoted them or something and they're getting paid less. But you got this promotion with the office right here, 10 of Pentacles, right? And so you're making more money and now you're finally able to get your own place. But you feel bad about leaving your roommate in that situation, but you guys' lease is up. It's like you don't owe them staying another year because of what happened with their job or whatever. But you still feel a little responsible, right? 10 of Wands in reverse. You guys are going to need to think like you're going to need to kind of put yourself in better positions throughout 2026. Or again, this is where you guys are going to be tested a lot in 2026 is when it comes to, okay, do I make moves for myself or for the entire unit, for the entire team, for my entire family, for this other person, for like what we talked about, the 7th house. This is really deep connections with other people where we feel tethered to them. We feel attached in a way where it's like what happens to them happens to me. You guys may notice a lot of situations pop up in 2026 where again you have to either think about or you have to make the decision about, do I do what's best for me or them? Okay. And there's going to be certain situations where you need to kind of go an independent route like Lilith and do things for yourself and for your own best interests. And then there will be other situations where it's like, okay, I need to make this decision because it's best for the whole unit. 7th house right here. It's best for my partnership. Okay. Let's see what's going on with your relationships. And you guys can take the message that pops out with this deck here and apply it to your relationships, whether it's romantic, platonic, business, family, whatever. So let's see what we get. We have here no, and then we have soulmates, and then we have soulmates underneath the deck. So we have no exclamation point. And you see this person by themselves. Again, pile 4. You're going to have to make decisions at certain points throughout 2026 where it's like, okay, do I do this for them and me or just for myself? Sometimes it's going to be a very loud no that you need to say, and you need to do things for yourself with the Lilith card right here and take action. Okay. You're not going to be able to take everyone with you everywhere you go in 2026 with the Lilith card right here as well. Some things you're going to have to say, let me do this by myself. Okay. With no right here. Also this no card could also be talking about relationships in your life. Didn't we say somebody may be getting engaged or something? You guys may feel like you need to say no, or like you need to get some distance between you and a relationship, especially if that relationship feels overbearing with the Lilith card right here. You guys may feel like you need or are ready to take more of an independent route somewhere with a few relationships in your life. And we have soulmates underneath the deck. So we've got no and soulmates. Again, soulmates is the 7th house all day, every day. This is feeling very tied to someone. You feel like soulmates. You feel like, what they go through, I go through. That's how strong or deep this connection is. And so for you guys, you're going to have to figure out for your relationships, you're going to have to figure out when's the right time to think about everyone and when's the right time to think about yourself in 2026. It's like you're going to be going back and forth between situations where you have to do things for yourself. And then there's certain situations where it's like, okay, I can bring everyone with me. And it's going to reveal a lot about your connections and how strong they are. And if they are able to withstand you doing things for yourself and for your own best interest and thinking for yourself or being more independent or being more free, or not moving like you are some sort of Siamese twin. So there's going to be a lot of themes popping up like that with you guys. Also, though, too, you may be meeting your soulmate this year. If you have not already, you may definitely be meeting your soulmate. And in my opinion, soulmates can come in many different forms. They can come in romantic forms. They can come in the form of a friend or even a business partner. So you guys may definitely be meeting people in your life this year where it's like you feel this kindred spirit with them, where it's just like, I feel like I've known you my whole life. And so yeah, you guys, you may notice that your relationships really deepen, especially the more that they can kind of handle when you need to go off and be independent and do your own thing. You'll notice that it's like your relationships get stronger, and some relationships may break behind that. But it's going to be important for you guys to kind of see that it's like, okay, well, this is, I needed a breather here kind of anyways. I needed to be able to go off and do this on my own. Okay. Especially if you guys felt like guilty, or if somebody was in your life kind of making you feel a little bit guilty, or maybe they were a little bit needy, or maybe if they didn't know how to be apart or something like that, you guys may notice that your relationship is tested. Okay, let's grab some messages about your health for this year. Listen to your intuitive feelings underneath the deck. And then we have recovery. And it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for holding my hand throughout my recovery upon the path of radiant health. You guys are recovering from something for sure. We got your 10 of Wands in reverse right here. You guys are going to feel like you have also like more time to maybe take care of yourself, take care of your health. So some of you may definitely be starting off the year single. You may decide to become single, or just spend less time with some people in your life so you can spend more time by yourself, or just focusing on yourself with the recovery right here. So you may notice that really helps in terms of like improving your health too. And then we have listen to your intuitive feelings. Dear higher self, thank you for speaking loudly and clearly in peaceful ways that I easily understand. Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to listen to my inner wisdom. So this is you guys, again, knowing, being more intuitive. And even when it comes to your health, you may notice that it's like, it's better for you to kind of listen to your intuition when it comes to your diet or your lifestyle, or, you know, just kind of even getting away from certain people or getting closer to certain people. You're going to notice that it's like your intuition is trying to guide you to having even a healthier physical body too, in 2026. So, whatever health or wellness journey that you guys may be on, it's going to be very, very, very intuitive. So make sure that you're paying attention to your body for sure. Let's see if we can get some additional messages about certain times of the year to pay attention to, or just what you need to know about your time in general. We've got Pisces season. And then we also have here next month, your way to victory, win, award, fame, success, goals, keep up the good work next month. So something's coming soon. Okay. So there's going to be something that pops off soon and early in 2026. You're not going to have to wait 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Something is popping off quick. And then we have here Pisces season, and Pisces season happens from the end of February to majority of March, towards the end of March. So there could be something happening during Pisces season. Some of you guys, you could even be a Pisces yourself. But it says more action helps gain more momentum, intuitive, sensitive, perceptive, do what aligns with your spirituality. This sounds a lot like listen to your intuitive feelings. So again, this is just you guys like doing what feels natural to you when we're dealing with Pisces. But also too, you guys like just know that, especially when it comes to some sort of victory or success, a win, award, fame, goals, something happens really, really quickly. Okay. Let's grab an additional message from Spirit for you. We have Starseed and then Surrender. Starseed says, old soul, deep spiritual wisdom, here to evolve spiritually, important mission in life. And then we have Surrender underneath the deck, no longer fighting or resisting, letting things be and allowing, giving up control. So yeah, I kind of feel like you guys are sort of surrendering to some sort of maybe decisions or choices that kind of used to scare you in the past, especially with Lilith right here, because Lilith can be very intimidating. I wouldn't call her scary. I would just call her kind of intimidating because, again, Lilith has everything to do with like rejection in a sense. Like I said, she was the first wife of Adam, who was basically evicted out of the Garden of Eden because she didn't want to be Adam's wife, or she didn't want to be submissive, right? So she ends up being pushed out of the Garden of Eden, and she ends up becoming the mother of the night, or the mother of demons in some of the legends and some of the stories. So Lilith has a lot to do with rejection. And the crazy thing is like she was demonized or villainized for choosing herself. And it's crazy because Lilith was villainized for choosing herself and being authentic and being true to herself and saying like, I don't want to do that. So it's not necessarily that something was wrong with Lilith. It's not even that something was necessarily wrong with Eden and the setup that they had going on there. But there was an incompatibility there that she was being honest about and saying, this doesn't work for me. And so when she was given the option to, okay, well then you can leave, she chose to leave because she chose herself. I feel like that's what you guys are surrendering to. Like it says, no longer fighting or resisting, letting things be, allowing, giving up control. I feel like you guys are just allowing things to work out as they do, especially when it comes to your relationships, where it's like, this is what I was saying with your 7th house and Lilith. You guys may be almost testing your relationships this year, or your relationships are going to be tested by 2026 in general when it comes to like, can they survive the truth about this connection? Can they survive me choosing myself? Can they deal with me being independent, thinking for myself, feeling for myself, and embracing that? Starseed here is also a card here that can kind of talk about or be associated with people that don't feel like they are of planet Earth. They don't feel like they're from here because they don't fit in. Again, you guys are going to be pivoting from a place or situations or relationships that have certain expectations of you. They expect you to fall in line somewhere. And again, you guys are going to be testing that and saying, I don't want to fall in line that way. And you guys are going to be sort of surrendering to who you truly are between surrender and starseed here. And it's going to reveal a lot to you over 2026 about where you belong, especially with judgment right here too. Okay. And that could be what your ancestors are working on for you guys. They could be the ones sending those tests to you guys' relationships and saying like, this relationship totally isn't for you, or this is your true soulmate, because they accept you and they accept all of you, not just some of you. Okay. Let's see what you guys might be manifesting this year in 2026. And we have here joy and then success. And joy says, as I do will, so mote it be, let joy and light radiate from me. And then we have here success. It says, success that is true belongs to me, success with honor and integrity. You guys are going to experience a lot of success. This could have to do when it comes to your career, your work, finances, stuff like that. But I feel like the success is talking about in multiple ways. There's going to be a lot of success that you guys experience that brings you a lot of joy, especially too, where you guys are. Yeah, we've got next month that also talks about win award, fame, success, and goals, your way to victory, keep up the good work. There's a lot of success coming to you guys. It could have to, again, just do with work and stuff like that. But I also just feel like it's going to be a successful year in general for you overall. Even if you guys have to sort of like, go your own route or sort of be independent or, take some sort of independent route and go off on your own, it's going to be successful. It's going to also bring you a lot of joy. You guys will end up still experiencing a lot of success. And it's not just success for you too. It's also going to be success that ends up spilling into other people's lives, people that are connected to you. And so there's just going to be joy all around behind the success. Like we kind of talked about your 10 of Pentacles over here. So there could even be other people in your life experiencing success that you are really proud of and that you are really celebrating as well. And then a final message for you, pile 4 for 2026. I'm starting to lose my voice. Okay. We have here eagle. Underneath that was the rainbow in reverse. And then we have the council underneath the deck for you. And the eagle says, have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? Have you lost your sense of purpose? Eagle invites you to take a deep breath and spread your wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar to the heavens. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop, sheltered from life, counting the regular feedings, or do I want to soar like an eagle? This is definitely that Lilith card right here, energy. You guys gaining your independence somewhere. It says if your answer is the latter, then you must accept Eagle's invitation and embrace the courage that will help you choose freedom. Yeah, this is Lilith right here. You guys kind of breaking away from anything that, again, it just feels a little almost like it's not trapping you, but just sort of holding you back a little bit. And then the council says, the council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. And the council here is total confirmation of the first message that came through for you guys, where your ancestors have shown up very, very deeply in your reading here. They are all over your 2026. And so they're almost going to be like your spiritual counsel for all of 2026 as well. And they're going to be helping you guys to make those independent choices too. So don't be worried or intimidated when you have to kind of go off on your own and just see where life takes you. But other than that, pile 4, thank you guys so very much for tuning in. If I don't get to see you guys before the new year, just let me say thank you to all of you for a beautiful 2025. To those of you that have been here for a while, to new people that have found the channel, thank you guys for creating the most beautiful community here. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. You guys have a beautiful, safe, blessed, healthy new year, and I will catch you in 2026. Bye.